first property is always the hardest. Trust me, I know. There's multiple paths that you can use with less money down and less money up front. Financially waiting is a risk, and the more you risk, the more time moves on. So in this video, I'm covering three things: the myth that you need $50,000 to $100,000 to get started, the cheat codes that get you in with less money, and the math on what waiting is actually costing you each and every single year. What's up, everyone? My name is Mitch. We own a family portfolio of 6 rental properties that we also self-manage. No trust fund, no inheritance. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I do real talk about buy and hold real estate investing, no flipping, no hypes, no guru courses, just what works consistently and what has worked for the last 7 years for us. I started where most of you are starting right now. I hear it all the time. Mitch, I'll start when I save enough. When I have 50,000 in the bank, when I have 100,000 in the bank. When the time is right. Meanwhile, the clock is continuing to run. Rents go up consistently, and you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. The idea that you need massive piles of cash to get started in real estate is one of the biggest lies that the average person continues to tell themselves. Here's where most people get stuck. They think buying investment property works like this. Let's break it down. On a $200,000 property, that's $40,000 before closing costs, repairs, or reserves. Find a house, put 20% down, and done. So people hear that number and they mentally check out. They say, that's not for me. And honestly, that thinking makes sense if conventional financing is the only path. But it's not even close. In the real estate world, there's multiple doors. Most people only see the front door, the big, expensive conventional loan door. And when they can't walk through it, they think the whole building is locked. But in reality, it's not. There are side doors, back doors, windows. You can even get in from the floor. So here's why this myth persists. The people teaching real estate are usually already wealthy. They forget what it was like to start with nothing. The truth is the government and the lending system created tools specifically to help people with less money get into real estate. Most people don't even have these tools or know that these tools actually exist. So today, let me walk you through the 4 biggest ones. All right, here you are, the cheat codes. Write these cheat codes down. 1, VA loans. If you served in the military like I have, you may qualify for a VA loan. That's 0% down. That means zero. No private mortgage insurance. On a $200,000 property, that's $0 down versus $40,000 on a conventional loan. Cha-ching. So if you're a veteran, you're not using this benefit, you are leaving serious money on the table, and I mean serious money. Cheat code number 2, FHA loans. FHA only requires 3.5% down. On that same $200,000 property, that's $7,000 instead of $40,000. But here's the part most people miss. With FHA, you can buy up to 4 units. You can move into 1 unit and rent the rest out. Your tenants cover your mortgage. You're living there, which is why the government allows the low down payment. But you're also running an investment property from day one. Cheat code number 3, seller financing. So instead of borrowing from the bank, you borrow directly from the seller. The seller acts just like the bank. You agree on a purchase price, an interest rate, and a payment schedule. No bank qualifying, no conventional hoops to jump through. This works especially well with sellers who own their own property free and clear and steadily just want passive income instead of a lump sum. So you skip the middleman entirely and negotiate the terms directly. Many deals get done this way. They never make it through the traditional methods of with a bank. So there's a lot of requirements that doesn't necessarily need to be hit. This is a big cheat code. And cheat code number 4, house hacking, my favorite. You buy a property, a single family with extra rooms, a duplex or a small multifamily. Live in 1 unit and you rent the rest out. Your tenants actually cover your mortgage or a big chunk of it. You're building equity, you're gaining knowledge as a landlord, and possibly living almost rent-free. So for someone just starting out, this might be the most single powerful move here in these United States of America. So any one of these 4 can get you into real estate with far less cash than you think. The question isn't whether the doors exist. It's whether you're willing to walk through a specific door. Now, let's talk about the cost of doing nothing. Because if you wait, that's a neutral choice. Waiting will cost you money in the long run. And I mean real money. So let's run the numbers. Say you're looking for a $200,000 property and the rents that come in is around $1,500 a month. Year one, you don't buy. You lose $18,000 in gross rent. You lose $3,000 to $4,000 in equity paydown. You lose appreciation. Florida markets have run 4 to 6% annually. So that's another 8 to 12,000 in equity growth. And you lose the biggest thing, which is tax benefits. You lose depreciation, mortgage interest deductions, property tax, and write-offs. Now, multiply that across 3 years. You're looking at 50, 60, maybe $70,000 in wealth you did not build. You were waiting to save $40,000 and you gave up more than that in lost wealth building. And that is the trap. Though I can't afford it mindset that costs you more than buying smart with a low down payment. Waiting, I get it. It feels safe. It feels comfortable. Financially, waiting is a risk. And the more you risk, the more time moves on. So I'm going to give you a personal story. I'm going to keep it 100% real. When I started, I was sitting on no pile of cash. I had to make the numbers work with what I had. Just was what it was. The strategies I just walk you through are real. I've used some of them. Our portfolio was financed through the VA by house hacking. And now the tenants pay down that debt each and every single month. I didn't wait until I was wealthy. I started where I was at with what I had. You don't need a perfect credit score or the perfect market or the perfect deal. You just need to get started. The first property is always the hardest. Trust me, I know. The investors sitting on 5 to 10, 20 units right now, that's how they started. Almost none of them started rich. They started smart. They used the tools that were available to them at that particular moment in time. That is the only difference between them and everybody else who still continues to sit on the sideline. So let's bring it home. 1, the 50K myth is a lie. 2, VA loans, FHA loans, and seller financing and house hacking are 4 legitimate strategies that you could utilize today to get in any door that you want. 3, every year you wait, you're giving up rent, you're giving up equity, appreciation, tax benefits. Waiting is going to cost you money. Now, I want you to drop a comment and tell me which strategy actually speaks to you. Type VA if you're a veteran and that benefit is calling your name. Type FHA if 3.5% opened your eyes. Type seller if you want to learn more about cutting back on using the banks and all the other strategies that I just mentioned up above. Or type hack if house hacking is a smart move that you like and you will implement. I want you to drop that comment below. I read each and every single comment there is. In the next video, we're going into one of the most misunderstood topics in personal finance. Good debt versus bad debt. See, most people think that debt is bad. That mindset is going to keep you broke 100%. I'm going to break down exactly why debt on our rental portfolio is the best financial decision we could have ever made. And how wealthy people think about borrowing money completely different from people that are poor. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll see you in the next video.